The dances of the streamer and live broadcasts set off a chain of bloody events for years to come. In her childhood, Momi dreamt of becoming a pop star and dancing on stage. As she grew older, she realized that the stage was not in her future. In 2009, she was just an ordinary office clerk. Her passion for fame was satisfied by dancing on a webcam under the pseudonym Masked Girl. Thanks to her body, her infatuation with her boss, Park Gi-hoon, and jealousy of her attractive colleagues made Momi consider plastic surgery. In the evenings, she carries out tasks for donors on camera. At a corporate party, her colleagues discuss streamers and call Masked Girl the most beautiful of them all, surprising Momi. After the party, she asks Park Gi-hoon to give her a ride home. In the taxi, his wife calls, and he doesn't admit to giving a colleague a lift. This really hurts Momi. During her live stream, she asks her viewers, "Why is this happening?" She realized that she forgot her wallet and decided to return to the office to pick it up. She catches Park Gi-hoon with an attractive secretary, engaged in amorous activities. In tears, she goes home, where she drinks liquor and performs a revealing dance online, resulting in a ban. Momi tells her colleagues about the office romance. Gossip spreads, embellished with unreliable details. Even Momi is in shock. In the evening, the girl meets her boss, who is drunk on the street. Struggling to get him into a taxi, Momi takes him to a hotel where she undresses him. When Park Gi-hoon wakes up in the morning, he discreetly leaves. At work, Momi learns that he and the secretary have been fired. An unknown person sends her an email. He knows she is a masked girl. When Park Gi-hoon is asked to meet, he declines, apologizing for the previous night. In her disappointed state, the girl checks her blocked account. She notices one viewer online and starts corresponding with him, unaware that her colleague from work named Ju-oh-nam is on the other side. Due to childhood bullying, he became introverted. Ju-oh-nam even celebrates his birthdays with adult toys and anime. Shy to make eye contact with girls, he got used to focusing on their hands. He notices that Momi has matching moles, and that's how he identified who was behind the mask. Since then, Ju-oh-nam has closely followed her broadcasts. Seeing her infatuation with Park Gi-hoon, he becomes jealous. He waits for Momi after work to confess his love, but he sees her returning to the office with Park Gi-hoon. He sneaks in as well and catches the boss with the secretary. A joyful Ju-oh-nam watches a live stream of the drunken girl in a mask performing a burlesque dance. This hurts his feelings. He envisions Momi publicly confessing her love in the morning, and her reciprocation. Ju-oh-nam tries to talk to her on the way home but cannot overcome his shyness. Seeing Momi putting the drunk Park Gi-hoon into a taxi, Ju-oh-nam follows them to the hotel. It's then that he sends a letter, revealing that he knows her secret. In the evening, Masked Girl invites him to a chat, not suspecting that he was the one who revealed her identity. Out of desperation, Momi suggests meeting up, but then changes her mind and exits the chat. Momi meets another admirer, covering her face with a medical mask, just like in the COVID times, not even taking it off during dinner. Nevertheless, a guy with the username Handsome Monk convinces her to remove the mask and finds her attractive. However, it is just a ruse. On the forum, Monk brags about meeting Masked Gear. He plans to get her drunk and take photos to show how ugly she is. After reading the posts, Ju-oh-nam wants to warn Momi, but she doesn't pick up the phone. So, he goes to the bar in person, but he doesn't make it in time. Monk takes the girl for a walk and suggests stopping at a hotel. When Monk tries to kiss her in a hotel room, she hesitates and wants to leave, but not before giving him back the money he spent. When he calls her ugly, she slaps him. Enraged, Monk attacks her, and a fight ensues, ending with a blow to the marble sink. Momi realizes that Monk is not alive. She calls Ju-oh-nam in panic. Instructing her not to call the police, he tells her to go home and he will handle the situation himself. But Monk suddenly regains consciousness. However, not for long, as Ju-oh-nam stabs him in the chest in a sudden and accidental motion, about 10 times, after which he vomits like Eddie Dombrowski from Silent Hill. In the morning, Ju-oh-nam learns that Momi has quit her job. He goes to the HR department to find her address, claiming he needs to return her personal belongings, but there is no one at home. Seeing her broadcast in the evening, he rushes to Momi's place and knocks until she lets him in. The hostess suspects that he's the one who revealed her identity. The conversation reaches an impasse. Ju-oh-nam grabs Momi, and in the process, he notices that under the mask, her face is wrapped in bandages. She just had plastic surgery. In shock, he allows Momi to overpower him, and she, grabbing an ice pick, succumbs to her primal instincts, hitting him with it. The story switches to Kim Kyung-ja, Ju-oh-nam's mother. Her husband left her just after their wedding, and she worked hard to provide her son with a decent life. However, her sheltered son, after finally finding a job, moved out from her overbearing care, seen as tyranny. Kim Kyung-ja contacts the police when she cannot get a hold of our son. They break into his apartment and find the remains of a dismembered body. She loses her consciousness, but in the hospital, she is informed that the remains do not belong to her son. The police question Ju-oh-nam's colleagues, suspecting him of the murder. The trail leads to Mo-mi, but she moved out after her plastic surgery. In her search for Ju-oh-nam, Kim Kyung-ja delves into his computer, and the search leads to the deionized masked girl, Mo-mi. Using the money saved over the years from her restaurant business, she focuses on finding this girl. When Ju-oh-nam's body is discovered, Kim Kyung-ja accuses Mo-mi of his death. She turns to a fortune teller to get the address of a dancer who resembled Mo-mi during her performances. The trail leads to an advertising agency. They recognize the girl, but she had quit. Kim Kyung-ja accidentally encounters her on the street and follows her. She learns that the girl works at a hotel. Kim Kyung-ja waits for her outside and follows her to a hair salon the next morning. When she notices a locket, she compares it to her son's records. The same locket was also worn by the masked girl. It turns out that a certain Teddy, a former fan of the streamer, has also come to the city in search of her. Renting a taxi for camouflage, Kim Kyung-ja buys an illegal shotgun and waits near the hotel until the target gets in. Stunning the passenger with a stun gun, the woman drives her to a city where she ties her up and threatens her with a weapon. The passenger refuses to admit that she is the masked girl. Her name is Chun-ae, and she claims to know Mo-mi. In her youth, Chun-ae worked at a store, selling liquor to her classmate Pyeon. One day, he invited her to his birthday, not for romance but to borrow money. He never repaid the debt and continued to take money from the infatuated classmate. And when he made it big in the entertainment industry, he stopped responding to her texts altogether. When his band came to town, Chun-ae overheard that she wasn't the only ATM. She posted photos of his destructive habits, ruining the budding career of the pop singer. A few years later, she underwent plastic surgery and, while performing at the opening of a store, met Pyeon again. His life took a downturn, but Chun-ae was still glad to have her high school sweetheart. To support him, she performs at a nightclub, worsening his laziness and gaming addiction. Soon, a new girl starts to work at the club. Her dance skills turn out to be better, and the manager replaces Chun-ae. Tensions rise between the two women. They want to beat each other up, considering their surgically enhanced faces as targets, but the appearance of the manager prevents an all-out brawl. Since then, Chun-ae hasn't seen her rival as she found a better job. However, the locket remained as a trophy. Chun-ae convinces Kim Kyung-ja that she also wants revenge on the masked girl and offers to help with the search. After parting ways with mother, Chun-ae goes to Mo-mi's friend. It turns out her story was only partially true. Upon meeting, the two girls performed together and became friends, and the locket was a gift. When Mo-mi got sick, her friend wanted to take her to the hospital. It was then that she confessed to the murder. Warning Mo-mi that she was being pursued, Chun-ae returns home. She wants to evict Pyeon, but when he learns that she was the one who ruined his life, he beats her up. When Mo-mi goes out to buy food, Teddy, the fan who tracked her down, approaches her. She starts packing to leave and meets Chun-ae, who also wants to get out. Chun-ae goes back for her things, but Pyeon wakes up and beats her again. At the last moment, Mo-mi appears, and despite the unequal power dynamic, she manages to injure the abuser and strangles him with the help of the revived Chun-ae. Meanwhile, Teddy sends Kim Kyung-ja photos of the two friends. Realizing that the dancer lied to her, Kim Kyung-ja goes after her. She notices the girls hiding the body in the trunk and starts following them. On the way, Mo-mi shares some news with her friend. She recently found out that she's pregnant. They plan to dispose of the body in a lake. However, Kim Kyung-ja catches up with them with a shotgun, intending to kill them both. When the shotgun jams, the girls run toward her. A gunshot is heard, and Chun-ae is wounded. Mo-mi fights with the woman who nearly strangles her. A blow to Chun-ae's head knocks Kim Kyung-ja unconscious, and she dies in her friend's arms. Pushing the car with the bodies into the lake, Mo-mi drives away. Only in 2011, when she was caught, did she gain notoriety and the attention of reporters. She was sentenced to life imprisonment for murder. The story shifts to 2010 when Mo-mi brings her baby to her mother to take care of her granddaughter until she settles abroad and comes back for her. However, she never returns. In 2017, Kim Mi-mo lives with her grandmother, who raises her strictly without revealing anything about her mother. When her friends are forbidden from playing with her, Kim Mi-mo learns that her mother, masked girl, is a murderer. She dresses up like her, and her grandmother kicks her out of the house, but not for long, as rumors spread. The girl was even expelled from school. They moved, but Kim Mi-mo continued to be tormented, forcing her to stand up for herself, which resulted in fights and new rumors. So, the year 2023 arrives, and at her new school, Kim Mi-mo doesn't strive to make friends. However, Yi-chun, also an outsider, manages to become her friend. Becoming a witness to the bullying by their classmates, Kim Mi-mo scares them away with her own experiences. Yi-chun notices the scars on Kim Mi-mo's wrists and tries to create similar scars on herself to resemble her friend. The girls become closer, spending time together and sharing secrets. Yi-chun comes from a troubled family with an alcoholic father and a stepmother. Kim Mi-mo confesses that her mother is the masked girl who is in prison for murder. Yi-chun is a compulsive liar. Her parents take care of her, and she simply pretends to be a tragic heroine. This approach allows her to bond with Kim Mi-mo. They want to run away and live together, but they will need money. Yi-chun steals from her home and sells her sister's baby walker. Meanwhile, Kim Mi-mo gets caught stealing a laptop at a local cafe. Her grandmother threatens to kick her out, and in the heat of the moment, the teenager runs away, asking to stay overnight at Yi-chun's place. But Yi-chun doesn't let her in, as her real family is different from what she had described. So, Kim Mi-mo sneaks into the school. In the morning, she learns that information about her mother is already known at school, and she leaves. Yi-chun is called to the principal's office regarding Kim Mi-mo's disappearance. After classes, she looks for her friend and she encounters her family. Kim Mi-mo observes from a distance, realizing that Yi-chun's lied to her. Later, the girl arranges a meeting with Yi-chun to confront her for revealing the truth. Kim Kyung-ja watches the fight with a smile. The story shifts to 2012 when Mo-mi arrives in prison. The local inmates view her as a newcomer from the outside world until the local matriarch, Yoon-suk, who has significant influence on the inside, appears. Yoon-suk calls Mo-mi over to put her in her place with a slap. During lunch, Mo-mi learns that there is a hunger strike in effect for adulterers under Yoon-suk's decree. She shares her food despite the unspoken rule against it. Afterward, 3 of Yoon-suk's henchwomen visit Mo-mi in the laundry room. A fight breaks out, and Mo-mi manages to break one of their noses, resulting in her being sent to solitary confinement. So, in silence and tranquility, 2023 arrives. Mo-mi receives her first letter during her time behind bars. Inside is an article about her daughter and a warning that she will now understand what it's like to lose a child. She realizes it's time to break free. First, she makes a rope from fabric in the sewing workshop, which she tosses out of the toilet window. The next day, using a makeshift hook and a rope, she climbs up the wall. However, the fabric tears, and Mo-mi is sent to solitary confinement for a month for her escape attempt. Following the prison director's orders to give her a Bible, the inmate changes her tactics, spending days fervently praying. Afterward, she gives lectures on how she found God. Some believe she's doing this to curry favor with the new religious supervisor. Learning that Yoon-suk's daughter needs a kidney transplant, Mo-mi volunteers to be the donor. One day, volunteers come to the prison. Among them is the survivor Jeon-cha. She was the one who sent the threatening letter. Changing her identity, she continued to search for her son's killer until she saw the news of the arrest. That's when Jeon-cha started watching over Mo-mi's daughter, spreading rumors and teaching the girl to stand up for herself. Eventually, the girl befriended Jeon-cha and came to her for help as a teenager. Jeon-cha promises Mo-mi that her daughter will disappear, provoking an outburst of rage. The guards do not listen to Mo-mi, forcing her to turn to Yoon-suk for help. The matriarch gets a phone number for Mo-mi's daughter, but she refuses to speak with her. Then, Mo-mi asks Yoon-suk to get a photo of her daughter, not knowing that she has been shown the wrong girl. No one still knows what she looks like, but the mother senses something is wrong and tears up the card. Meanwhile, Kim Mi-mo lives with Jeon-cha, unaware of the old woman's plans. The girl wishes her a happy birthday while Jeon-cha prepares for murder. Jeon-cha doesn't even realize that she is Kim Mi-mo's real grandmother. In the morning, she adds a sedative to the girl's food, who promises to earn a lot of money to take care of her. This is something her son Ju-oh-nam, the girl's true biological father, never did. It's time for the kidney transplant, and Mo-mi is secretly taken to the hospital. There, she asks for a Bible to pray. The surgery is very risky. Then she asks to go to the bathroom to have her handcuffs removed. After stunning a guard, Mo-mi escapes through a window onto the roof awning. She ends up under a car and immediately hijacks it. Yi-chun and Kim Mi-mo's first grandmother find out the address of Jeon-cha, who has been selling snacks nearby for years. Mo-mi calls them to get the address. When she runs out of gas, she hails a ride. Along the way, they receive a message about the escaped murderer, including a description of Mo-mi, so she asks to be dropped off to cut through the woods. Bound Kim Mi-mo regains consciousness in Jeon-cha's basement in front of a video camera. The old woman explains that this is payment for her mother's sins. Then she turns on the camera to record the girl's last moments. She is interrupted by a police officer who checks the house to make sure the schoolgirl is not inside. In the twilight, Mo-mi reaches the top above the house where she needs to descend. Jeon-cha ignites a chemical mixture with toxic fumes and exits the basement. The first grandmother has already arrived at the house by taxi. Following the noise of the fight, Yi-chun rushes in, having arrived in another taxi. Kim Mi-mo descends into the smoke-filled basement. Turning off the burner, she unties Kim Mi-mo while apologizing for lying about her parents. Upstairs, Jeon-cha thrusts scissors at her rival but gets hit on the head by the arriving Mo-mi. The woman descends to the basement, where she sees her daughter for the first time in 13 years. The three of them head toward the exit, but Jeon-cha, with a bloodied knife, descends the stairs. The women engage in a struggle, beating each other until they fall to the ground. The girls hear someone approaching, and it turns out to be Mo-mi. Police cars are already outside. Mo-mi raises her hands, but Jeon-cha appears at the door with a shotgun, aiming at the girls. A shot is fired, and the old woman falls with a hole in her forehead. Kim Mi-mo holds her bloodied mother in her arms, shielding her from the gunshot. In the next scene, Yi Chan and Kim Mi-mo are riding bicycles. The parents of her friend have taken Kim Mi-mo under their care. Kim Mi-mo then returns to school. While clearing out old things in her grandmother's house, she finds a videotape of a talent show in which her mother performed as a child. A tear rolls down Kim Mi-mo's cheek. This is how the series ends. Be sure to share your opinion about it in the comments.